Connor, continue on.
I think you mean Dwayne De Rosario.
Do I?
Yeah.
Uh, all right, here's where I think this is where I had issues. Because originally it was supposed to be 7, 7, 7, and 4 goalkeepers, and I could not cut down this list of strikers to just 7. So I put 8 in here and took off a goalkeeper. So, Connor, I want you to read down the list. Who's your striker list?
You're going to have me go first just so you can yell at me, don't you?
I mean, listen, you said it, not me, but
Okay, so I have Giovanni Dos Santos, Dom Dwyer.
Leave.
Yeah. Even joking about that is kind of tiptoeing.
So I just want to remind anybody that's probably listening to just the clipped version of this. We're only looking at 2010s, and I also did not pick any players that played fewer than 4. I believe maybe I messed that up, but I believe I didn't pick anybody that played less than 4 seasons in the league. So I ruled out Josef, I ruled out Zlatan, I ruled out Vela. And if give them 2 more years and they'd probably be on this list for me, no question. They're obviously super talented, but it's just too small of a sample size for me. So the forwards that I have Landon Donovan, Robbie Keane, Chris Wondolowski, BWP, Sebastian Giovinco. I picked Nacho Piatti, Thierry Henry. And the last one I'm totally open to switching. I really couldn't decide on this one, but I just put David Villa in there.
Interesting. Okay. Adam, I want you to fill in what else you don't have.
I think the only 2 that I don't have are Zlatan and Vela, because I went with different rationale than Connor. If they came in and
you went with whoever got you the most fantasy points that year.
No. If they came in and balled out, whether it was for a season, 2 seasons, or Vela, is still obviously going, even though the season was kind of washed for him. You can't. I've said this I don't know how many times, and I will die on this hill. But Zlatan is 39 years old, and he scored the game winner today for Milan. The man's
on a
not.
bicycle kick.
Yeah, the man's not human. He very easily could still be in MLS and doing the same thing. I don't think there are too many teams that he will go. He would have gone to had he left the Galaxy. Realistically. The other LA team, which I don't think would have done.
I don't think he would have either.
Miami, and that's kind of it. He wants to be somewhere like LA or Miami, where off the field he can relax in the sunshine and be in that kind of environment. He's not going to go to a Seattle or Portland. As good as they are on the field, those kind of markets don't apply to him. So I think that kind of limited his options when he realized that Galaxy team wasn't getting any better. We look at how they are now, so I get him leaving. But I fully have confidence the fact that if he was still here, he would be banging in goals. The Galaxy would be better than they are now with him there. And Vela for the same reason. You can't have 75 goals or whatever the hell he had and not be on this list. Granted, that was a 1-season thing, and it's going to be whether he can repeat that. Whether that was he's obviously very talented, but you don't put up those kind of numbers and not then continue to do really well, especially in an LA team that is literally designed for him to do well in.
I'm just saying, there's Zlatan you have a point on. LAFC are still averaging up 1.5 points a game and are in 5th in an extremely difficult Western Conference where Vela hasn't played more than 7 games this year. So you can talk about how influential he is and he scores a bunch of goals, But realistically, can LAFC survive without him? Yeah.
But Vela, still. You think LAFC finish higher than they do with Vela, though?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't put them higher, but I'm saying that they're still competitive without him. Do they finish first? I don't think so. What are they going to do? They're going to pick up maybe 1 or 2 more points, get fourth instead of fifth. I don't think that LAFC team with the defensive issues they've had this year with Vela is better than Portland, Sporting, or Seattle.
That's fair.
So I get your point, but I'm saying that you put Vela in there, and Connor put Piatti in there, but you guys are disrespecting one of the greatest goal scorers in the entire league.
Tom Dwyer?
Try again.
Gio Dos Santos.
Brian White.
Oh, okay. He was on the list. Wait a minute.
Well, again, people there were
It was
players.
snub.
there were players who got robbed. We understand this. But you guys really are just going to turn a blind eye to Kai Kamara.
One of the goal criteria wasn't scoring in a derby match today, like an hour before we record.
You guys really going to turn a blind eye to Kai Kamara, who's got 156 goals, or something? Or was it 156? Or was it like 130 something? He's got
something stupid.
Yes, and he's done it with like 8 different teams. This isn't like a Chris Wondolowski who's been playing on San Jose and getting the same service for the last 19 years. This is Kai Kamara, journeyman, who's going to show up. Whoever has the ball, he's just going to get in the right spot. They're going to put it in there, and he'll find a way to put it in the net. You're really going to just tell me that he doesn't belong on this list? That's ridiculous.
No, and I'm okay with that. My issue, and I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, and it's not necessarily specifically with Kamara. There's a few other players, not just in MLS, but in around the world that I can make this argument for. Like, some records aren't super impressive to me. Like, if you spend your whole entire career in MLS as a striker, like, you will probably be on the all-time leading goal scoring chart in some capacity. Whereas, Joseph Martinez is like halfway to that already, and he's been in the league for 3 years.
Yeah, but he didn't spend his whole career here.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that Kai Kamara spent 15 years in MLS and is third overall.
No, what I'm saying is he didn't. I mean, he spent a lot of time, but he took a whole gap to go play in England for a year and a half.
Right. Maybe he's not probably the best example of what I'm trying to prove, but
No, I get what you're saying.
I understand your point. What I'm saying is he did take a break. He came back, but
Right.
he did take a break.
Yeah. So the
He came back to a different team, right? He had to reacclimate himself again.
Yeah, but he's still, and I'd argue the league is pretty much the same. Until, like, he might, once he gets adjusted to his teammates, like, he still knows roughly how MLS defenders are going to act and how the league kind of will play out. I think the obvious example for what I was trying to prove is Harry Kane trying to break Alan Shearer's all-time record. Like, Harry Kane will probably be at Tottenham until the day he retires. And he will probably one day break the record, being the goal scorer that he is. However, he started way earlier in the Premier League. Alan Shearer started, when he was 21 and was on a much worse team. So the fact that Harry Kane, as good as he is going to break that record, there's like a little bit of context to it, if that makes sense.
No, I get it, but again, Harry Kane is playing for the same exact team. Chris Wando played for the same exact team. BWP was on the same team as he was breaking his records. Kai Kamara has done it with like 9 different teams or 7 different teams, whatever the number is. That's ridiculous. That you have to go move house. You have to go acclimate to new areas, and especially in the United States, where you can go from bright and sunny California all the way up to the middle of nowhere Portland if you wanted to, and you have to acclimate to all that. You have to get used to new teammates, and MLS is not like EPL where you usually have the same starting 11 all the time. You're moving players in all over the time, and he's continually putting goals away. That is extremely impressive.
Yeah, and I'm sure part of that, and I'm not speculating, causing rumors or anything, but there's probably a reason Wando stayed and is loved by San Jose, and Kai Kamara was kind of forced, whether that was on his part or the club he was playing for's part. Like, it's probably a reason you've been on every team in the league at least once.
It's because the league consistently changes and people play different styles, and he always fits somebody's style. It's just not the team that he's on. He has to go find a team that fits his style.
Yeah.
In this house, we stand Kai Kamara, damn it.
I said I agreed with him. I just said
So
I had a little asterisk
Adam,
that record.
Just run through your list again. Let me know who you've got.
My list was Giovinco, Mondolowski, Robbie Keane, Zlatan, Thierry Henry, Carlos Vela, David Villa, and Bradley.
And BWP. So you didn't have.
I didn't have Landon Donovan. Is the big one.
Oh my God!
You didn't have Landon?
I didn't.
Me?
And it's literally I have Keane/Landon, so pick one.
No, you don't get to pick.
got
No. I 100%.
You don't get to pick one.
You yelled at me for leaving Robbie Keane off last time. I put him on. You yelled at me
but I
again,
didn't
so.
yell at you for picking Donovan in his place.
I have 7. I had to get rid of one. Pick one to get rid of.
And you picked Donovan?
Yep. Get at me.
Oh my God. You genuinely might be off the podcast for this. The MVP award is named after him. What do you mean?
That's a freezing cold take right there.
Oh, dude, I set this up specifically to annoy Andrew sometimes.
I think you were successful.
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually speechless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Good.
my
Mission
God.
accomplished.
Adam, you have had some awful decisions on this podcast. We are 37 episodes in. I think you may have topped it today. Captain America.
Well, Captain America's Clint Dempsey, so relax with that.
Well, now it's Christian Pulisic.
Well, now it's Christian Pulisic.
That's right.
I reckon Landon Donovan has been more influential than Clint Dempsey, and we can have that argument later.
Yeah.
The MVP award is named after him. He was the face of the United States men's national team while he was in MLS before he moved all over the place in Germany and England, whatever. Then he came back and was a part of the arguably one of the best dynasties in the history of the league.
Yeah, so was Robbie Keane.
Yeah. So why are they both not on there?
Because you told me to have 7, and they played on the same team, so I put them together.
Yeah, but you put 2 goalkeepers and like 9 midfielders, so you don't know how to count.
This is my team. Leave me alone.
Your team is awful.
And still my team. I also have Drogba on this list, but he's not on the actual list, so this list is stupid and invalid.
I just want to hang up. I don't know if I want to finish talking.
Mission accomplished.
This is so painful. Jesus. Oh God.
He needs to collect himself.
I do. I gotta get my mindset back. Because I was about to go on and go, okay. The other person I want to talk about is Josef Martinez because I have him on my list, and I was going to have this whole, not really argument, but just a little speech about why he should be at least in the conversation. And then I get hit with a bombshell of stupidity from Adam Tamburello, and it's like, now what do I do? So I've got Landon because I have half a brain that works. I've got Sebastian Giovinco, Thierry Henry, Kai Kamara, Robbie Keane, Wando, BWP, and then I put Josef on there. And I understand Connor's reasoning behind it. This would have been his 4th league in the 4th season, right?
Yeah.
So I reckon that if he was healthy and playing in this, so it would have been 2017, 18, this would have been year 4, he would have qualified, right, for Connor's list or whatever. And we talked there earlier about Stern John's 55 games, 84 goals, or 44 goals. Josef Martinez has 81 games and 72 goals. He's scoring literally like 0.95 goals a game. over 4 seasons. That's something you can't just turn away from. And I guarantee you that if he kept playing, he'd probably be close to that still. It's not like he would have fallen off. I think Atlanta make the playoffs with Josef Martinez up top. I think Atlanta are not the team that they are without Josef Martinez in that team, because you can put everybody around him. But if you put striker, hold up guy who's playing there right now,
Adam Yan.
Adam Yan, thank you. Adam Yan. You put Adam Yan with Miggy Almiron and Barco around him and all those other and Villalba and all those players, he doesn't score 72 goals in 81 games. I think Josef Martinez is one of the best pure finishers this league's ever seen, and I think he deserves a spot in this team. Connor, tell me why I'm wrong. Adam, don't open your mouth for the rest of the episode.
I mean, if he played this season, I'd put him in my list too, because that would be his 4th season. I feel like 3 is. I totally get the argument of putting him in there. He's like very close to being in there for me. Like I would definitely take out David Villa for him. I would take out Piatti for him. So I just wanted one more year of him, and especially now that he's hurt, I just don't know what he's going to be like coming back. Like if he comes back and he just flops the rest of the way, like I really hope he doesn't. I'm sure everybody in the league hope he doesn't flop. But like if this injury is one that like changes his career, then as dominant as he was, I don't know if I'd put him in an MLS all-time top 25.
I put him in over David Villa, but David Villa was on my list at one point. Somebody tell me why I should have included David Villa, because I've been yelling all day. Somebody tell me why.
So I put in David Villa over Kai, just because I feel like David Villa was one of the starting attackers. Like he was one of the guys that started this like new scoring revolution, I want to say. Obviously he didn't put up Vela Josef numbers, but it was like I feel like David Villa was there when guys started to go from like golden boot at like 15, 16 goals to now it was like 22, 23. And he won an MVP while he was here. He has a really good goals to games ratio. Kai's was like a 0.35 or something. And I get that he's moving around a lot and stuff. And that's definitely credit to him that he can hop in all these systems and still score goals. I just feel like David Villa was super dominant when he was here. And while doing so at still like an older age. But I get it. I get not having him in there. He's totally replaceable on my list.
Mm-hmm. So to your comment on David Villa joining the league when everything started going up, he joined in 2014, correct? 2014,
Yeah,
2015.
I mean, it says 2015. I think it was the first year he played.
Okay, so goal numbers for Golden Boot, 22, 24, 24, 31, 34. So
is that like mostly Wando?
It is Gio.
Oh wait, it was Gio.
Yeah,
you're right. It was probably more
Nikolic.
Gio. Yes, that's fair.
So I understand your point. I think it's a little off. The other thing I'll say is Josef 72 goals in 81 games, Villa 77 goals in 117 games for NYC. That right there tells me that Josef Martinez is better than David Villa.
I'm sure. I just wanted one more season from
I
Josef,
get it. Piatti is the other one that I was thinking of, and I took him off for Kai because Piatti was a winger who carried Montreal, but also didn't do much outside of score goals. Right? He didn't carry his team like Josef does, or Thierry Henry did, right, or anything like that. And I think Kai Kamara's just record as a journeyman is better than Piatti's couple of really good attacking seasons, right? Adam, I'm allowing you to speak if you have anything to say.
I was purposely holding my tongue. Connor, I think for me, obviously as good as he was on the field, it was more the the impact he had as far as like he was NYC's first ever signing. Like they, big statement for a new franchise, and I'd argue he's one of the I'd argue he's the best DP they've had in 7 years. We've seen, Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo. Couldn't even tell you who their DPs are now.
Medina.
Other than Maxi. Yeah, but like Maxi's the only good one on the team, arguably. But
not today. They were all good today.
Well, yes, but we've seen NYC's DPs not be anywhere remotely up to the level they expect them to be, and David Villa more often than not was like way above average. So I think, and it's hard to say because obviously NYC's the past 7, like they still don't have a stadium. Their playoff runs have been kind of hit and miss. Like their teams go from horrible performance to let's suddenly all 11 of us remember how to play soccer like they did today. So I think that first kind of statement signing of David Villa was like, hey, this is the intent we're going to set for how we want this franchise to go. I think it started off really well, and then it's kind of faltered here and there, if that makes like that first team with David Villa wasn't good. Like there's no sugarcoating it other than David Villa. I'd argue the 10 people behind him were bad. Like really bad. But that first step of signing him was like, this is how we kind of mean to go on. And I'd argue they've now done a better job in how they build a squad. Like their squad overall now is light years ahead of where they started from.
Definitely agree. It's definitely a lot better than where they started.
I don't know. Every time Adam said something, I just got angry again.
I didn't say Josh Saunders' name once.
Yeah, I know, but that would have made things better. I would have had a laugh about something instead of just keep thinking about how you didn't put Donovan in this team.
I was, how close I was to saying Josh Saunders for our goalies just to annoy you.
No, I would have had a giggle.
Okay, fair.
This is not funny. The fact that you messed this up is not funny.
I sent you the picture of the script. It says literally just to piss Andrew off.
I didn't see it. I don't know what you sent me, but
it's a picture.
No, I don't look at your text messages because it's usually something silly.
Sir.